Welcome back. In this advent of code, we should be at day 10. Yes, so lagging 2 days behind. Done some of the work specifically. I have tried. Out of my mind, I tried to do day 10 by the fields, but the fields led me to a DFS. Then I felt to myself, and DFS will always show why not once. Then I said to myself, well, if it's only one node once, probably I just implemented incorrectly the DFS, which turns out to not be true because I simply don't need a DFS. I should implement a BFS. So it's time to put that to test and see how can I implement the BFS. Because I remember the algorithm from school, but I don't quite know how that would work. I remember studying it, but I don't remember how to implement it. So if we run it, it should be 9, because it will go to like, I don't remember actually what my last commit was. Part 1. Okay, I didn't commit the BFS, but that's okay. So time to get the DFS going. Actually, implement the BFS, but call it DFS. Nice time to fix that. So which means let's try to look up a BFS algorithm pseudocode. Try to read it up, try to understand, and implement it. Yes. Well, let's try it out. Graph traverse has been visiting every vertex and edge exactly once in a well-defined order. While using a certain graph alone, you must ensure that each vertex graph is visited exactly once. How many vertices are visited are important and may depend upon the algorithm question you're solving. During a traverse, it's important to track which vertices have been visited. The most common way is to mark them. There are many ways to traverse graph. BFS is the most used approach. Actually, let's get to the point where I was. So I'm gonna push from the other computer. Take a while, it's kind of slow. All right. Let's pull it up. Okay, there you go. So that would be my BFS, which is good because I can still reuse this function that would simply check my my nodes are working as intended, but I need at the same time to make sure that I'm traversing everything. So let's take a look. Breadth first. Breadth. First traversion. There are many ways to traverse the graph. Breadth is most common. Best traverse argument that I start traversing from selected node and traverse the graph layer that exposes the neighbor's node. You must then move towards the next neighbor. As the name BFS suggests, you require to traverse the graph breadth-wise as follows. So this is how the traversal will work. I guess I should have something to memorize one path, right? This is between layer 1, lesser than this in layer 2, therefore the BFS must traverse all nodes layer 1 before moving to layer 2. Yeah, so I would undercover any node that's 1. Keep track of that. Any node that's 2, keep track of that, and so forth and so on. Second step, which may bring you to the same node again while traversing the graph. To avoid processing the same node again, use a Boolean array, which marks the node after it's processed. When visiting the node in the layer of the graph, store them in a manner so that you can traverse the corresponding child nodes in a similar order. You're going to start traversing from 0 when you visit 1 to 3. Store them in the order which they are visited. This will allow you to visit the child of first, and then of 2, and then of 3. To make the process easy, use a queue to store the node and mark it as visited until neighbor graphs are marked. The queue follows the first in, first out queuing method. Therefore, the neighbor of the node will be visited in the order in which they are inserted in the node. Okay, so in this case, that would be let's make a queue. Mark S as visited. Insert S in the queue. While queue is not empty, the queue one element, which I mean, this is basically a vector. I can just push inside my vector and pop the last one. So while is not empty, I pop once for all neighbors W of V in graph G. If V is not visited, Q and QV. I mean, do I need the Q? Doesn't feel like I need the Q. Let's try another one. BFS pseudocode. Might even ChatGPT this one. I don't feel like ChatGPTing this is bad. Pseudocode of BFS graph. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. So let's try it out. Let's see. And I take and import the node and the graph. Now, let Q be Q and QS. Mark S as visited. Insert S in Q until all neighbor vertices are marked. So I should insert S and every. Well, actually, isn't this the same thing? Oh, because of the Q. The only difference is the Q, basically. So rather than doing this loop, I can just loop over with a while. So while directed edges dot while it is not empty, we'll make it immutable. We can fuck this off. Okay. And we can make the node be equal to directed edge dot pop. So if node 1 actually yeah, there shouldn't be a big deal, right? If I pop then unwrap. God damn it. I said unwrap. Okay, if so yank this up till here, yank till here. And we get this out. This should be it. That means subtitle overflow. Attempt to subtitle with overflow. 38. What do you mean subtract with overflow? Where? By the way, didn't print anywhere. Part 2. This is not something I care right now. So the res is 0. Didn't print 9, not even once. So something did not went quite well. Well, for all neighbors with W in graph, if f is not visited, q mark as visited. But if I remove the condition to visit them, say in order, this good old condition, would I then visit everything? Guess I won't. They miss on something. So the node would be the pop of this guy. So actually, instead of printing this, which isn't that useful at the moment, but it kinda is, because that would start from 0, which is 1, 3, 1, 4, good. Actually, no, 1, 4 is here. 1, 5, 1, 5. There's here. What's that? Take a look again. So in Q, Q. Okay, so let's make a Q, which is this. So that is visited, yes. While Q is not empty, which is this check. V equals KDQ. Yes. So one node is unwrap. Process all the neighbors of V. Oh, for all neighbors of W in V graph G, if V is not visited, Q dot in Q W mark as visit. Oh yeah, that's not it. Okay. Well, honestly, it's reassuring. So that would mean then we're gonna let mute direct will be like neighbors. Neighbor. Oh my god, I can't spell neighbor. The fuck is even in this neighbors? Old English nei, Old English gebur, negebur, nebor. Ne, night near, Gebor inhabitant. Oh, night inhabitant. That's why I thought it's very close to night. And Bor is an inhabitant. Okay. Gebor. So Nei and Bor equals the same function, but in this way. For Gebor in Neighbor. This would be equal to, if it's not visited, in QW. Oh, so that's also something to be considered. Ciao, mom. So, okay, if is not visited, which would mean if graph Geboard.0, Geboard.1, if it isn't, then this guy and this guy equals true. And I enqueue Geboard. So objective dot push. The queue is FIFO, appendment to the back of the collection. So rather than push, this should be remove 0. So push my Gebor. Kinda looks the same. Okay. Once more. So I make a queue. Yes. So queue the data structure. Queues of elemental, the first in, first out. Oh, okay. So it is pop. My bad. Also, I don't do this, but I rather get a back going on here, and then directed edges that push this guy. Motherfucker. Well, hello there. Somebody said something. Well, good morning, Eden. As per usual, my tablet can't bear to have a Twitch chat open somehow. 10 days going horribly. I can't, for the love of God, remember how to do the deep first search, and it's been absolutely bad. Why is this back to your sides? Yeah, I tried. I basically on my unintentionally did DFS, and it didn't work. Then I actually implemented DFS, and again it didn't work. Now I understand that I need the BFS, but I'm not getting it right now. And my book with algorithms, it's at a friend's house, so I can't even check that. And all I have is basically the internet and ChatGPT and stuff. I'm trying to get this working done, but Rust is kind of being unreasonable here because I am accessing this as a pool. By all means, this one should definitely be okay. So back U sides, which is okay. If I push 0, why is it a vec few sides? Let's give him a help, maybe. U sides. Maybe just the compiler is getting found U sides. Is it because of that? What do you mean? Expect the U sides, found U sides pool. Oh yeah. I'm sleeping. I'm definitely sleeping. That would be core.0, core.1. Okay, then. Now then, I'm pushing on my queue. I'm marking it as visited. Until my queue is not empty, I'm gonna pop the last one. So this would be a good old queue. I'm gonna print if it's a 9 to take a look. I'm gonna get every neighbor, and if my neighbor is not visited, I'm going to mark it as visited and in queue everything that's behind, that's around him. Yeah, that's even shorter. It definitely doesn't work. Also, I still get my like 1 3. It's getting print 3 times. Well, I guess it's okay because it's getting print over here, which is fine. Want to print my coordinates here and see what's going on. Still same bullshit. Actually, I should be printing node, but I'm still not getting any. Okay, so 1 3 1 4 2 3 1 5. Yeah, and it stops. It doesn't even explore anything. Brother, this is being ridiculous. Oh, wait. Am I not giving it a node here? Alright, this looks long. This looks nice. Still don't print any 9s, I swear, brother. Why is... I'm gonna restart Twitch on tablet because I don't know why my tablet never gets the streaming working. Just going to set up today for part 1 now. You do that, man. You keep it strong. I'm gonna cry myself over here. Yeah, so my nodes looks like getting visited a little bit more, so that's progress. So it should be 1, 3, then 1, 4, 2, 4, that's good. 3, 4, 4, 4 works great. 4, 3 works nice. 5, 3, yes. 5, 5, sure. 5, 6. Okay, so 5, 6 is a 9. Why doesn't it get... Oh, it gets spread. Actually, I'm gonna print it like a hit. See how many hits I can count. None. Alright, my nodes are coordinates. Why am I printing the node? What the fuck am I printing here? Oh, this was for before. So this would be graph.node.0.node.1 is equal to 9. I'm simply just going to print a hit. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. So I'm getting only 6 hits. So if I fix 6 is a hit, that's good. Then we would hit 4, 5. 4, 5, it's a hit, that's good. 6, 5. Honestly, I can just count them. Since I'm not recursing or anything, let count equals, let mute, god damn it, let mute count is 0 and we can just count out. Count was equal 1, printer and sum. Wait a second. I might be cooking. So still 8. Still ain't shit. Simply isn't it? Hell, it's even worse than DFS. By that standard, by the way. So shouldn't I be visiting everything? I probably can just call it once. from this node and see how the algorithm behaves before I get anything else done. So this will be 1, 3 from 0 to 2. Well, damn. This is actually 5. I expect DFS to work better than BFS on this problem. Yeah, but DFS should stop on the first match. So theoretically, BFS won't work. I don't quite know. I tried both and it didn't work. But BFS right now, it is going... So the first node did give me 5. This is not a problem. But unless I'm working something out badly, maybe my list... So like this is a 0, 4, right? This is a 0, 4. I'm gonna try and see if this gets me... Wait a second. I might be dumb as fuck. I might be having bad starting position. If that's the problem, I'm gonna cry. Man, is there any way to implement the print? Let's say I have a usides. Can I in any way make the tuple have a display? So 0, 2, yeah, that's correct. 0, 4, that's also correct. But either should get the result. Yeah, fine. Oh my god, I now know what's the problem. My lord, I now figured out. I shouldn't be passing my map. I should pass a clone of the map. Because otherwise, I every time not gonna search anything besides the first time. I'm dumb as fuck. This is very dumb. Oh yeah, this was the same problem with DFS. Because I always pass the mutable reference of the map and not the clone of the map. So every single time it will stop searching anything. God damn, why didn't I try it before? So change internal. So change internal. Oh, right. Please let it be first time. 607. Okay. Expected. Now I know that I remember that people solved this before the first part 1. That's why I saved my shitty as by my by heart definition of DFS on the second file. So I'm gonna try to run that and see if I get it first try without even doing anything. Actually, let's just do that. Honestly, let's just try that. I did a DFS like such, but with recursion instead of iteration. Yeah, that's what I tried. Well, everything got fucked up, but that's what I tried here. It was something of the sorts. I don't think this works. So we can also do a push. So day 10 god damn it, day 10 part 1 done. Okay, it already backtraced, so that's great. The ranger spends a few minutes reading your hike trail map before realizing something disappeared a few minutes ago, and finally returning with yet another silly charred piece of paper. The paper describes the second way to measure a trailhead, calling its rating. A trailhead rating is the number of distinct hiking trails which begin at that trail. Yeah, this is a BFS. Single trail rating is 3 because there are exactly 3 distinct hiking trails that begin here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 3, 8, 9. These are containing a single trail of 13 rating. Now contains a single thread head rating 2027. Bottom edge. Here's a large example. Consider the thread head its reading order. They have rating of 20, 24, 10, 10 from 5, 81. Okay, so 81 should be the result of my example node. So part 2 is getting overflown. Well, how about I just copy from my history? I gotta say, I'm rustier than I hoped on my algorithm data structures. Gotta be honest, I sucked at that exam. I actually got absolutely destroyed because it was my first time dealing with programming in general, and having it be, oh no, I don't like this. I should get them in order. I'm gonna do that very soon, and it truly went badly for me. Never actually managed to understand everything that correctly, so that's sad. I need to figure out better algo for day 11 part 2. I let my near brute force algo run about 20 hours and I didn't quite get 1% of the way though. Yeah, a friend of mine, I don't know what he did, but he mentioned that he used hash maps and was able to skip some stuff. If you're curious, I'm gonna link it to you. He was here for the first days of the advent, but now he won't wake up in the morning because actually goes to bed from 1 p.m. to like 3 p.m. Yeah, and it was something like this, 11. I'll link it to you if you... I figure you don't want spoilers, but in case you're curious, he done it with... he said something about skipping some paths and something about... it was about skipping... He taught me about skipping paths and about using a hash map so that it doesn't have to always re-render the name. Do with that information as you will. I don't quite understood what he's saying because we were yesterday doing a football match, so I wasn't paying too much attention to what he was talking specifically. Anyway, my bad BFS. It was this one. Let's copy this one to part. Let's fix this to be part 2. Delete everything. Actually, don't delete everything. Okay, and inside of here, there is probably a better way to get stuff, but okay. If I had to figure it out on my own, I definitely would be interested in seeing other solutions. His approach might be one I was thinking about already. Yeah, probably. Usually, it is a kind of situation of all threads lead to Rome. That's why I'm trying to only look up, as if in general, to only look up high-level solutions, because I'm trying either I figure it out or I'm gonna look at some high-level solution which will get the point across, but I still have to implement it and think about how it works. And so far, the subreddit has been amazing for that. Of course, be something completely different also. Yes, that's also fine. That's also nice. Because the subreddit, as for now, is amazing. I always, well, besides of the memes, but I always like to take a look when I'm stuck at how people approached it and how I would be able to implement this. Yeah, besides of the memes. And this has been amazing so far. I'm trying to move out of getting even the slightest hand on stuff. Just because I don't feel like engineering if every time I'm getting something already done. I always wish it didn't like that. Okay, get directed pages, it's already fine. So this should be my BFS. Okay, that's good. Now, this one should run specifically only once. Should, by the way, remove all of these guys. Temporarily. God damn it. Let's avoid seeing anything about the problems until I've at least taken a good crack at solving them. That's a good idea. I wish to be in... I wish to keep up with the days. But it doesn't work in any way, so don't stress too much about it. Oh, right, so this means that I have to pass the not cloned one, and that should work. Because then the path will be unique. So make a return BFS. And the BFS should be a usides, and this usides would be a return 0 by default case. Doesn't work. Amazing. What's up with the spaces here? Okay. Here is return 1, and my default is return 0. Also return this. Okay. Sum plus equal. That may not continue to end though. I've at least solved part 1 for every day before the next day come out of all of them thus far. Well, good for you. It's your first time doing Advent of Code, or have you already done it? This is my first time going so far. Dude, what's up with my undo registry? Oh, so Rust gets you 3 spaces here. Okay, sure. Hmm. It would probably be easier to just copy this. But I got about this far into last year, but working way behind when they were coming out. Last year I got both parts for day 1 11 and day 12 part 1 finished. Well, good. Then you're very close to be better than last year. Yeah, I figured year by year should be easier to get stuff done. Go to definition, please. Okay. Now, if I move this clone, will that do how I think it will do? 7. Doesn't hit everything. Okay, time to re-implement a DFS, but non-iteratable one, I guess. Right now I'm 3 stars short on where I quit last year. Oh, you're there basically. But I've seen into you since you're doing it day by day that the experience from last year, either you studied something or the experience from last year actually carried on to this year, which is amazing. which is how it should be, I guess. I could instead like have a marked nines and get the unique ones. Yeah, probably this is probably the easiest way. So let marked trails equal a vec. Put my vec over here, marked trails. Yo, you good? Marked trails push. Last year didn't start almost a week into December. This year I wanted to try that was first and keep up there as long as I could. Well done, man. Same. Last year I actually tried to go into. I actually tried to go into day by day, and I managed to do day one without too much of a deal. I got heavy stuck on day three, and it was first time using Golang. Then day four, yes, day four was easy enough. I believe I got up until day five, or very close to day five, which sucks. It could have been a little bit faster about it, I think. Yeah, got tried day five, got to day four, got pissed off, and moved here. I should probably sometimes make it up, but I think you don't have the same energy to it outside of the period of adult code. Like when you're from December to January, I feel there's a lot of energy around, and when you're waiting for the advent of code, it's not going to be the same. And it's been very productive for the Rust learning. I undervalued how much I'd learned the language, so that's great. Never going for the leaderboards because I don't care being that fast. I just wish that I could day by day in like a couple of hours knock up every problem sooner or later. Because this is the funniest way to practice some lead code, some DSA, which might or might not help, but I think it's always about the approach. If you can uncompress some problems, it will help you on the long run. And same goes for Rust. I don't think that I'm going to use Rust tomorrow in the work, in my job, but for the case that it is need. Yeah, there's no way I'm hitting leaderboards, especially doing in Rust. You would want to do it in Python, get a lot of optimization that doesn't lead to much. I always try in my projects to get out the 80% I care about. That's why I hate about the current project that I'm doing is that I'm not being smart about it because I'm doing this web server and it's taking a long time, so that's the first problem. The second problem that is taking a long time is that I over focused on the front end. And I should have probably just let it go. I should have just probably make it the most Spartan front end that I could. But I kinda regret that. But hey, you always get to learn. Mark trails. We get back to mark trails, and for every let marked let tmp equals fsm. God damn it. So far, life's good. Like that. We'll see if other day will kick me in the nuts. And for TMP. Actually, I enjoy the fact that I got some people to get it working. Now, there was a girl here who didn't even try day one, but I enjoy having some of my people trying it. So this is my ex-boss, cool guy. This is the dude I saw you. I got you the GitHub. All of these are basically I have a lot of programming friends. Unfortunately, not anyone is as passionate as I am. Like besides him, but he's going to be like some days. If you get him motivated, he's an amazing programmer, but he's not that motivated. My boss is also an amazing programmer, and he actually does a lot of programming in general. The the other guys, the other one, Gabri, he's a great programmer, but again, he's not motivated enough, or he's too tired. Some of the two. If unique trails that contain, dude, contains TMP, contains T. I have a little sensation that it won't work. Unique trails dot ether dot count. Yeah, it won't work because I'm counting the nines rather than I should be taking a look at the problem, reading it out. Okay, the number of distinct items which begin at trailhead. For example, the above trail has a single trailhead. Its rating is 3 because there are exactly 3 distinct hiking trails which begin at position 1. Okay, it's now containing a single trailhead with rating 13. It contains a single trailhead with rating 2 to 7. Because there are 120 distinct hiking trails that lead to the 9 on the right edges and 100 that lead to 9. Here's a large example for that. Considering that it's trailhead it's raining, we have rating of 20, 24, 10, 4, 1, 4, 5. So the distinct one. Wait. I think I'm using the incorrect example. Yeah, 6. Doesn't work quite like that. And if I remove this and I go back to the count, I think it would still look 30. Yeah. What if we go back to this implementation? Weird, this is still 30. I would expect it being more. I think I'm getting it, but I'm not getting it. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is 3 distinct ways. How is this different from part 1? Some of distinct hiking trail which begin at that trailhead. One way in which I could do this is by saving my coordinates and then checking that those are unique. This map contains a single trailhead with rating 227 because there are 1-to-1 distinct trailhead that lead to 9. That's the right edge at 106, leading to line at the bottom. Yeah, not counting that. So the first one is 20, 24, 1. Like the third one is 1. How the fuck did I do that? Okay. So we were talking about the third one. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is because it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You go not anywhere. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's 2 sevens, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. Should be 3. Should it be 3? Doesn't mean it's 4. 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth one. Should have 4. Let's try again. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so 7, 8, 9 works. 7, 8, 9. Yes. 7, 8, 9 here. I count 3. Am I missing something? How is this different from before? Like, wouldn't this be the same? Yeah, I'm failing to see how. So this time is 5, but this time is 36 or 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How is this 20? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. I don't understand the difference between part 1 and part 2. Number of distinct hiking trails. Like, how is this so different? You get the height of each position. Yeah, the base also as long even range is 4. Part 1 is number of distinct destination. Part 2 is number of distinct paths. So if there's multiple ways to get to the destination, they all count. Okay. So should some way keeping track of how I got there and see if there's any way that I got there differently, or if I got into the same path. I'm gonna look a bit at examples until I grasp it. I understand what you're talking about, but I don't still visualize it in my head. So until I do that, I won't be able to move further along. Eight, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a one path. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. Oh, I guess this time you would stop here. So this should be 3 times, right? I forgot about that. Yeah, this won't work with my code, so let's make this a 5. Actually, let's be smart about it. Okay, so this will be 4 because I have 4. All right, so this is the ways that I get to the answer. What the second one, the first one would be every possible destination, every hikeable destination. The second one would be every path possible. Interesting. Yeah, so that would be 81. Now, both BFS and DFS won't try. Looks like it doesn't try different ways. It will always stop at some point, right? Like once it hits, it stops. Because yeah, we have this 9, 9 at 5, 5. And it will stop. But the most egregious one is the 7, 1. Yeah, and then we move up to the next one. But my bespoke solution doesn't work. So that would be get every single path. What algorithm is that? It would be like, I believe there's some algorithms like that. It would be something of the sort of, well, let's like get every possible path in graph. Not every possible destination, every possible DFS is a good idea. Just keep track of the path because traversing the graph and visit the first of its cycles. Yeah, let's try to re-implement the DFS, but it didn't quite work. It shouldn't be that long before I re-implement it. What is this shit? Pseudocode. Please give me a pseudocode. So visited true for each v we suggest. If it doesn't visit false, DFS. Yeah. That's about right. So we start by making it visited true. Okay, this time let's not do it brain dead and actually try to understand. Core.0. Oh yeah, that's the problem. I can't say visited true because I wish to try again. So that won't work. I'm gonna quickly do it and maybe try to adjust it. Right, and let edge is going to be equal to get direct. God damn it. Get directed path edges. We will give my graph, and we would give my. I don't believe it needs to be mutable anymore. I'm gonna give my coordinates, yes. And for each, if visited is equals false, DFS. For node in adjacent, we will say if node dot rather. If not this, of course, the node and node. We would say if it's not visited, we will BFS rather. DFS. We would DFS map and chord and the node. No, my bad. The graph. Dispatch types for loop. Oh, right, I returning stuff. I don't need to return stuff anymore. So if my guy equals 9. What's the big deal now? Yeah, so hit 4 times. Worth a shot. Doesn't work. Okay, get every possible path would mean that I don't necessarily mark it as visited. Should mark everything as visited. Should mark only... There's something about the order in which I visit. But I'm stuck in a loop. If I don't visit it. One way in which I could think about it, it would be I could break the visits at the last one, but that won't work. That might not work in the same manners. I remember this algorithm. I remember that there's a way you actually do this. This is the best algorithm as well as the search algorithm. Both DFS will work just on return when you find the target node. Yeah, that's not the problem here. It's not like I'm returning because I'm not returning anything. It's that they simply don't. I simply marked it as hit, and I'm never gonna take a look at something that's hit. If there's some way to mark as because if I don't mark it, it would be I could get an infinite loop. Let's try to not mark it and simply just PFS at it. I believe this would be like Stack Overflow. It won't. Well, well, well. What was the stuff here? This is 13. Looks about 13 to me. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Right, just let's get out the sum. That should be it. How about I return 1 if I hit? Or rather, how about I use my sum in this way? As a mute of sum. And every time that I call it, I'm gonna just pass the sum, which is a mute use sides. And at every hit, I'm gonna plus equal it 1. And we're gonna do it as sum. Oh my bad, that's the pointer. Okay. Would this run how expected? Yes, it will. Let's try the example path. Well, good for me that I solved something. Dude. Alright, v internal path paste run should be 81. Okay. Get my puzzle input and paste sprite run. 1384. Right. Let's be happy about it. Done. So 10, part 10 done. Let's go. 11. Come on, no time to. Only time to drink. Gonna in 10 minutes check my. Gonna in 10 minutes take a small break and check on my servers, see if they're running nice, and then we're gonna keep going. So first off, let's at least get in the reading part. So I'm 18 points behind. It's kind of sad. Actually, let's push it also out. So this works nice. This works fine. Very well. Let's also wait. No, okay. By the way, let's do a little cleaning up operation. Because I get very upset at seeing them not being in order. It shouldn't take too long. So get in order, and then we can sprint the days. Hopefully get in time there. Can I say it wasn't that hard to implement the algorithm, just I didn't do it in such a long time. So it got some use. Did some little bit of refresher. Spring cleanings. Should look less disgusting. Don't know why I didn't push. Okay. There you go. Wait. What? Now it's so much worse. It's up to date, but what was it? It was like git rm times rf day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 7, sure 6, 8, and 9. Okay, feeling better. So day 11, I assume. Yes. The stream is on day 11 now. Yes. 1 day short. This is the day. The ancient civilization of Pluto was known for its ability to manipulate space-time, and while the historians explored the infinite corridors, you've noticed a strange set of physics-defying stones. At first glance, they seem like normal stones. They are arranged in a perfectly straight line. Each stone has a number engraved on it. The strange part is that every time you blink, the stone changes. Sometimes the number engraved on a stone changes. Other times, a stone might split in two, causing all of the stones to shift over a bit to make room for their perfectly straight line. The number engraved on the stone changes. The number, other times a stone might split in two, causing all other numbers to shift over a bit to make their perfectly straight line. As you observe them for a while, you find that the stones have a consistent behavior. Every time you blink, the stone can each simultaneously change according to the first applicable rule in the first list. If the stone is engraved with the number 0, it is replaced by a stone engraved with the number 1. If the stone is engraved with a number that has an even number of digits, it is replaced by 2 stones. The left half of the digits are engraved on the left stone, and the right half of the digits are engraved on the new right stone. The new number don't keep extra leading zeros based on 10 and 0. If none of the other rules apply, the stone is replaced by a new stone. The old stone numbers multiplied by 24 is engraved on the new stone. No matter how the stone change, their order is preserved, and they stay on their perfectly straight line. Now, will the stone evolve if you keep blinking them? You take a note of the number engraved on each stone in the line, your puzzle input. If you have an arrangement of 5 stones engraved with the numbers 0, 1, 10, 99, and 900, and you blink once, the stone transforms as follows. The first stone is 0, becomes multiplied, becomes a stone marked 1. Yes. The second stone 1 is multiplied by 24, becomes 2024. So if it's 0, it's 1, and so is engraved with a number that has an even number of digits, it's replaced. So is engraved rules applies. Okay, this is not even, so it's 2024. Okay. This is even, so we should split in 1 and 0. First stone is 99, split into 2 stones, 99. The fifth stone is 999, is replaced by a stone marked 2021. So this is times. Yeah, this should be it, right? Python, блядь. So 99 times 224. Yep. So after blinking once, your 5 stone will become the arrangement of some stone numbers 1, 0. Yeah. Here's a longer example. Initial arrangement. After blink, multiply, split. Then split, multiply, multiply. Multiply, 1, split. Okay. Sounds about that. In this example, after blinking 6 times, you will have 22 stones. After blinking 25 times, you'll have 52 stones. Consider the arrangement of stones in front of you. How many stones will you have after blinking 25 times? I see where this is going. This is a fork bomb into the making. So my puzzle input should be like something of the sorts. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay, well then. First thing first, let's get the numbers in. Part 1, take this. Be like, let stones equal. Well, they preserve their order. It's kind of annoying, but I'm gonna start with a vec. Let stones equal back. Then every digit, so I can split them by white spaces, right? So let TMP equal lines split white spaces, let's be a number. Then we will stones dot push for num in TMP, stones dot push my stuff, which would be, for the love of God, I remember being something like time TMP, which is a splitted white space. Right, well, my num should be like dot parse u64, it can't be negative. Unwrap, don't quite remember. From string to num rust. It was parse dot dot. Okay, so that's how it would be. Num from str my string dot parse and wrap. Oh, it is a function. That's what I forget. So num dot parse in u64. Why not? And this is a function dot unwrap. It isn't happy. Oh, because this is not a string. And now I can unwrap it. Can't. Interesting. Let's see if I find a parse example somewhere. I can just parse it. Simple as that. Simply by stating that this is a back of u64. So now that parse, that unwrap. I don't know why it always immutable, of course. Println. So it's a bit of a hello world. Source code input, sure. Can I get my initial one of example is this. Run again, great. All right then. So let's implement the rules one by one. Like the only part of the rule that I don't quite grasp is the only part that I'm getting weirded out about is the preservable. So the preserving of the, oh my god, be right back. Sorry about that. All right, I'm done. So we're here. Then, speaking of, let's start implementation now. This should loop to 25. That would be 4 in 0 up 25. Guess inclusive. Shouldn't really matter that much. And we would want to make a function that would modify our stones. So it would be blink, which takes the stones as mutable. Stones. Generate the blink function. This doesn't return anything. And get my U64. Great. Now, first rule, the easy one. First stone 0 becomes stone marked 1. So for stones, for stone in stone, for stone in stones, if stone equals 0, stone is equal 1. Actually, should be like iter mutable, so that the ref fact is 1. Cannot borrow stones as mutable behind our reference. Stones is a reference, so that refers to cannot borrow as mutable. It can't. Well, then this sucks. Wait a second. All right. So if it's 0, it's 1. If it's 1, it's 2024. Easy rule. Now the splitting one is the third one. If it's split a stone marked by 1 followed by a stone marked by 0. So I would split it twice and keep the order. To keep the order, I guess. Is there any way to insert inside here? Rust API doc. Insert. About vec and insert. Just element a position index with the vector shifting all elements after it to the right. Okay, so to keep some order, I'm going to insert it. So if I insert on the index, this time I insert it to 1, it will put to the left. Then yes, I can just remove the index and insert everything else. I don't know if this causes me problem with the iteratable. So let's say by the way, I don't need to do anything else, so I can just continue. I can jump a little bit of loops because I know stuff is gonna take still a while. Now let TMP equals Okay, for TMP in there should be to string. I guess I can just to string it. References are always sites in the point that my question is this even like, is this the number? Okay. I was afraid that it would be not a number, but it would be the reference, but no, he will take the reference, so that's good. Okay, so if tmp.len percent motherfucker, dude. So if this goes in the same way, so if this bad boy is that way, we would remove the index, the current one, which I guess I should be knowing. So I dot enumerate. So times for truth stones dot remove stones dot remove can't remove. That's bad. Should be I can remove. Yeah, there is a remove, but I can't do it over here, which would then mean that I simply gonna iterate over it in a different manner. But the problem would be that if I push 2 items, I should increment everything. This is annoying. This is very annoying. How to remove mid loop rust. If we want to use vec retain, it allows you to decide for each element whether or not to keep it. So in case you will look like this. Let delete to stuff. Delete. Particles that retain. Okay. Stones that retain. Is it because I don't tell him that it's a vec? Would this help? Okay. So stones that remove I. I figured. So borrows that mutable more than once at the second mutable borrow goes here. So I can't mutate it while iterating over it. Well, how about that? But if I guess I'm gonna have to do a good old loop, the Lord's loop, and it will be let I equal 0, let I mutable I equal 0. If I is less than or equal to stones that len, god damn it. So stones that len, dude, we can break. And now stone of I equals 0. Actually, I can just say stone I. Which I guess I don't even need to do this check. I can just simply, yeah, now that I figure out, I could just simply, let's say, let some stone equals stones dot get I else break. And by the end of it would be I plus equal 1. Okay. And every part of S I should be gone. I guess Rust still gives me some problems. Okay, right. So if I get the stones, I'm gonna remove I and insert twice in I. Actually, insert in I and then remove not push, but insert I plus 1. So arguments. Mute self index element T. Oh, right, what I'm inserting. Of course. So I have my TMP, which would then split up until half. We're gonna say, gonna set the TMP from 0 to TMP halves, but len half. Dispatch found expected U64 found this. Then maybe that we parse and wrap. Yep. It's precisely what I want. One too many. Now, this will be like from half till the end. I guess I can drop also the 0 here. Half plus 1, right? So else I guess I don't need a 2024. There should be like a rule for only the guess there should be a rule only and only if I what was it? The second one is multiplied by 24. The third one is 1 split in 2. First one is 99 split in 9. So yes, it was. If it's 0, it's 1. If it's even, you split. Otherwise, you multiply it. So I don't need this one rule. Else, stone is equal to stone times 24 or 2024. Very well, let's call it once. Panic.39. How? No. Okay. So println first half. Second half. Println TMP. See what's going on over here. Actually, first half. No, rather full first. Second. Top full is 17. Second got fucked up. I think the first half does what doesn't anyway. What's the result on wrap on air value? So it airs. Wouldn't this work? Like from 0 to 1? I need to like give him a -1. Wait. I got the first, so should be the second one. Yeah, first is 1. And the second one should be the +1, it just gets me wrong. Okay, so 1, 7. Then why is this an error again? Okay, that's good. I'm gonna check out the before and after blink. So for L in blue, she can print it out. It'll be like println. If you print it in a debug mode, should work quite nicely. See that? Let's get one blink out. So 125 S. This is a 1. Oh no. Forgot about that. I have to E equals E +1. Right, because I don't want to repeat it. Yeah. Taking some time, ain't it? Then I would want to print, what's the fuck did I get? How many stones? So stones part 1. this would be stones.iter dot count. I have a feeling this will take a while. By the way, cargo run minus release should be faster. Oh well, it wasn't bad actually. Wait, calm down. It isn't the correct answer. I doubled it. Let's add some of the debugging here. And let's also slow it down a little. I need to print the blinks. So this got multiplied, this got split. This got split, right? Multiplied. This got multiplied. Split, split. Wait, it was one more, so I'm making an indicated guess, but I don't need that. It isn't. It's closer, but it isn't. Yes, already. This is split. Am I missing a rule? So this is split. Great. Why doesn't happen anything for once? Like this gets split. Oh, right. There you go. This looks good, but it doesn't work because right. So split, split, one done. Wait a minute. My 0 is not becoming a 1. Oh well, yes. Bad idea. So I guess probably can take save of this guy who got muted now and say if I equals to, so it would be like let mute I equals like modded equals false, modded equals true. Gonna go do a run for the bathroom. Sorry. Okay, so basically, once I get my stuff modded, if not modded, by the end of it, modded equals to. So yeah, split it up, multiply. And this is a 1, so we don't touch it. We multiply the next one. Good. We can remove the thread. Sounds about right. It is. Good. Which means we're gonna save on some computational cost. I think the input here is kind of small. Yes. Oh yeah, part 1 isn't that bad. But I know that part 2, it is where the fun begins. Alright. So we should be getting closer. Alright, the stories sure are taking a long time. To be fair, the infinite corridors are very large. How many stones you would have think of a total of 32 times? Now, I'm not even gonna try it. But actually, let's do a run. I know where this is going. Like I already know. Alright. Haven't updated this. Basically, fork bomb. Time to optimization. Okay, what optimizations can we do? I'm gonna say, so I'm looking at everything. Every time about now. So linear scanning. How do I optimize? Gonna take a look at the girlfriend, gonna take a look at the server, so I'm gonna be distracted from time to time. But short distraction might even help. Of course, so this will take infinity. How can I improve it? The first idea would be hashing. Now, I know my friend used something about some hash. So he recursively managed it. Yeah, so he hash mapped it somehow. I think that if I do it recursive, it will still be Stack Overflow, right? Because the problem, let's try to draw it out. Maybe that will help. The problem is basically going to be, okay, basically like 0 is a 1, so that's the easy one. Problem is that something that's 2, this is a fork bomb, by the way. And I don't think that this one has any problems whatsoever. Because this is a multiplication, so this is always going to be 1, always going to be 1. The thing that I believe I could, like the two ways I can approach this, it would be either recursive on this number, so that it's going to be a divide and conquer, and then insert this over here. But I see that my friend tried it, didn't work. The other way that it could be working is inserting everything inside a hash. Then you will iterate over the hash. Because yes, I remember some guy who said like there's a bait question that doesn't make any problem. What is it, day 9, not day 11? There's such a bait. This one. No matter how the stones change, their order is preserved. Wow, this is worthless. So people use something that's called lanternfish, which I don't know what that's about. So I'm not gonna pretend I understand it. But think about the hash idea. Somewhat, some way. So hash are O of 1, right? So let's pretend that I have a hash which would have one number here and it's so every time you would insert a hash, right? It would be how many iteration are here, which would be like, let's say 1, 1, which would be the default. If I find the same thing, I would then insert it for the number of times, right? So I'm gonna do my action like if it's if it's a split one, I have to split it twice. If it's a multiplied one, I have to multiply it twice, and so forth and so on. Wouldn't this then make it more efficient? I don't know. Let's take a look. So first off, let's push part 1. Okay, so going for the part 2. I'm gonna take a back and mutate it in a... Other than taking the vec, let's transform our vec inside a hash map. So hash map of use sides and use sides. From vec to hash map. Actually, I don't even need to do something so stupid. So let's directly make it into a hash map. 64 u64, and let's make it a hash map new starter instance that it was not key, not get, mute key get. What the fuck was that? Every time I can't remember. Hash map Rust API. Dude, I never remember how this should work. Or insert. Yes, yes, yes. Entry. Okay. So entry. By my num. Hold up. So stones dot entry this guy or insert 1. Okay, so by this factor, yeah, hash map view64 new 64. All right, then I'm going to also iterate so infinity and beyond. Or rather, I would iterate over the keys, right? So each key for this gets me key and the number. Yes, I'm gonna check if the key is 0, then we insert it into the 1. If the key is yeah, it would be like that. Should have kept some of the code, but we're going to do it like this. Save this file. Oh no, part 1. Oh no. Okay, we were saying gonna check for every key at each iteration. We will do something. So if L equals 0, rather if L dot 0, actually loop for every time. So for stone for L in from 0 to stone dot 1, rather no, I'm gonna do this for every case because it's going to be like because I don't want to end up with the same logic. It's still gonna take a long time. It'll be like if L dot 0 is equal 0, then this is going to be a simple turned it, insert as many ones as there are for the loop. So for stone actually for L for I in 0, that's stone at 1, stone dot get. Wait, do I need everything to be an hash map, or I just need the duplicate one? No, I need everything to be a hash. So stone dot entry of 0, rather of 1, and modify L plus equal 1, or insert 0. Actually, or insert 1. So if my key is 0, can get from well, this is not stone, this is a key at this point. So if my key is 0 from borrow 0. Son of a bitch. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Yeah. I'm borrowing a lot. But if I clone it, I feel like this loses its... Immutable borrow occurs here. Is it an immutable borrow though? Wait a second. I was thinking why it behaves so weirdly. It's still an immutable borrow even if I clone it. I shouldn't like clone it before. Let's say clone. Actually, keys. Shouldn't be too many keys. Okay, I think I can afford this. So if it's 0, you're gonna add the ones. Otherwise, my condition were if there's some ones, otherwise I have to check how many stuff are there in the keys. So I'm gonna make it to string. Basically, I'm gonna borrow this part. So make it into a string. Get the first half, the second half. I'm not inserting, I'm not looping over. Rather, it's going to be stones of stones dot get key dot unwrap dot to string. Okay. Then we can insert. We're gonna do this for every. So for every time, like in a similar fashion, right? For every stones that get, rather than being 0, is going to be my number. Actually, it's going to be my first and my second. So for every first, no, I have to repeat this operation for every current iteration. So for every key, we're going to do a let. I can let it once. We're going to do the first half plus modify or insert 1, and second half plus modify and insert 1. Otherwise, we're just going to copy this. F1 is going to be key. Rather, I need to copy everything. So instead of being 0, this is going to be key. And instead of being store.entry 1, this is going to be again key. Instead of +1, that's actually key times 2024. Yeah, looks about right. Now I should deactivate temporarily part 1. Check on the servers. Okay. So I should temporarily disable part 1. part 2 should go back to being an example. Blink 25 and the answer should actually blink 75. And the answer should be well, it still is the 50,000. So it's lower. Well, that's a surprise. No, wait. Should do it to 25 to check if I even get the same answer. I think I'm getting slower. Blink I. Yeah, this is worse. Now, which way we can skip some stuff? Like, this doesn't matter. Yeah, this would always add one element, so I guess it's getting slower because I have to still every time push it up. Can I DFS it? It feels like some divide and conquer stuff. One other way in which I think I can divide and conquer this, it would be that every single part should split, should be like an array on its own, because eventually this array, then I can calculate them on their own and combine it. Because recursion should not be that much faster. Fact about the recursion is that it's going to calculate them on the Yeah, this is not going anywhere good, I would say. Back to being a back. I also need a part 1 here. Time to see and believe and think about. Time to think about either recursion or either some way that in which I can jump some loops. So I think I'm checking basically everything. Like this thing over here should be this should be a concat of the iteration of the function. Okay, I should have a function that gets me. I think I would want a function that gets me every time something to one array to concat to this array. That could speed it up because then I can divide and conquer. I believe, at least. But then the rules should apply. So if this thing is these guys will take the stones, granted. Then it will take the, I guess, ether. Should be like death. You say death. Not in the sense of dying, but in the sense of. Okay, so it's going to be a death.
Depth.
And death should be pronounced like that.
Death.
Honestly, I hear the
Depth.
the difference, but I don't. I can't do it. So U64 and the max and U64. The max would be a constant. I don't need to loop anymore. I don't need to continue anymore. This would be a return. Yes. And my depth should become to 0. Modded stays. This becomes def plus plus, rather plus equal 1, def plus equal 1. I should yeah, I'm gonna solve the problem afterwards. So we don't quite do that because we will return my bad, I know, 2 sides. No big deal. blink, stones, depth, and max, which stays the same. Alright, each depth should be the referenced. Yeah, D, G should be okay, should not matter. Alright, then by this point, every time I would want to return like this is the recursive answer. Which matters very little, and I don't think it even works. Yeah, stones is 2. Yeah, and every time I should be returning some point. I blink my eyes, but I return. This should be returning an empty bag. And this should be returning. Oops. My stones dot concat the return of this. Doesn't exist. It was extend. You obviously don't return anything as of now, but now we will return the back. Of your 64s. So extend won't return. It's also expensive. Wait a second, of course that didn't work. I didn't do shit with it. 0 and my max would be stones.len. Well, I don't care, so it should be like a U site. Honestly, it's this kind of shit that makes me sometimes dislike Rust, because I guess this is dangerous, but doesn't feel that dangerous. So Stack Overflow, about right. Yeah, I think my first approach would always want to be the divide and conquer. So I'm gonna try and look up divide and conquer, but it will be tomorrow or today my free time. Let's see how many are there. Oh, there are 2 people. So I want, if you don't mind, I'm gonna give you somebody else who does the advent. Displaying the Dungeons and Dragons software, and no, she doesn't do the advent, so nope. Please, please give me the category. Software. Why did it move up? I believe it was down. Advent. So 13 is way too much. Reidatsu viewer guy. Last 2 will be difficult. NeoVim TypeScript. Okay, day 12. Doesn't talk much, huh? You might not rate anyone, though. Yeah, let's rate this guy. Solar Shadow. Yeah, I don't like not speaking streams. Well, Brown Disappointment, I remember him. But I didn't like him that much. Well,
Ok, ecco tutto quello che c'è.
also ads. Well, thanks you for watching. Today I'm gonna leave it at that. So I will see you tomorrow for day, hopefully 13.